All right, so today we're going to do something a little different. We're not diving into some dense historical text or a complex scientific paper. Nope. Instead, I need you to put on your detective hat with me because we are about to solve a very, very strange linguistic puzzle. It's short, but trust me, it's a real head scratcher. Here it is. Just take a second and look at that. Wow, drill, dado, nah. Aha, super wow. What on earth is that supposed to mean? I mean, it kind of looks like words, right? It even vaguely sounds like speech if you mumble it. But really, it just feels like pure, unfiltered gibberish. And figuring out that gibberish? Well, that's exactly what we're here to do. You know, every great investigation kicks off with a piece of evidence that just makes absolutely no sense. So let's officially call this phrase Exhibit A. This is our mystery, our one and only clue. And that brings us to the core question, the whole reason we're here. What does this phrase actually mean? We're going to apply a little logic, a little analysis, and get to the bottom of this bizarre string of sounds. Okay, first things first. Like any good forensic investigator, our initial step is to examine the artifact itself. We are putting Exhibit A under the linguistic microscope. We're going to see if we can shake it down and force it to give up any of its secrets. We're looking for patterns, roots, anything that looks familiar. And we've hit our first roadblock. Big time. When you try to say it out loud, go on, give it a shot, it just doesn't sound right. It doesn't follow the rules of any language I know. The sounds kind of clash, the rhythm is all wrong. It's like it's actively resisting being pronounced properly. The plot thickens. So naturally, the next step is to throw these words into a translator, right? Well, what you get back is pretty much a comedy of errors. Jurtle is not Welsh for thee. Daudo is not Portuguese for given. And my personal favorite, super woe, is some wild mix of Latin and Chinese that for sure doesn't mean above me. The point is, trying to translate this word for word is a total dead end. The text just isn't cooperating. All right, so when your main piece of evidence gives you the silent treatment, what does a good detective do? You start investigating the scene. You look for context. So let's zoom out and figure out where in the world Exhibit A actually came from. Ah, and here we have it, our case file. The source is a YouTube channel called Dumbasaurs. The genre? That's the key. Animation comedy. The title of the piece is Before Cheap Junk, Originalos. All of a sudden, these clues are starting to shine a huge spotlight on our mysterious little phrase. So let's be crystal clear on what we mean by animation comedy. This is a world where the rules are made to be broken for a laugh. Logic? Totally optional. Exaggeration? Pretty much required. And dialogue? Well, sometimes dialogue isn't there to communicate anything at all. Sometimes it's just another layer of pure absurdity. This context? It's everything. Okay, all the pieces are now on the table. We've got the baffling text from our forensic deep dive, and we have the game-changing context from investigating the scene. We have everything we need to finally crack this case wide open. Let's just walk through the logic here step by step. 1. We've proven the text is linguistically meaningless. It's gibberish. 2. We know that context is comedy, a genre that loves nonsense. 3. That means the phrase's job isn't to inform, it's just to be, well, a sound. Which leads us to our final unavoidable conclusion. Its only purpose is to be weird, funny background noise. And that, right there, is the solution to the entire mystery. The fact that this phrase means absolutely nothing is its entire meaning. It was designed from the ground up to be absurd. It's a joke where the punchline is that there is no punchline. The gibberish itself is the whole point. Case closed. So, we did it. We solved the puzzle. But you might be asking, so what? Why did we just spend all this time deconstructing a single line of nonsense from a cartoon? Well, because what this little exercise shows us about communication is actually pretty fascinating. Just think about this for a second. We always say that context is key, that it helps us understand meaning. But this is something even more wild. In this case, the context, the fact that it's a comedy cartoon, it completely removes the need for meaning. The environment basically tells our brains, hey, you can turn off the part that's trying to translate this, just experience it as part of the joke. That's a really interesting way our minds work, isn't it? And that really brings me to a final thought for you. We live in this age of just constant information overload, right? We're bombarded with data, with facts, with messages that all demand we pay attention and figure them out. So maybe there's a weird kind of freedom, a unique lesson, in something that proudly, defiantly means absolutely nothing at all. What can we learn from communication that has no message? Definitely something to chew on.